Hi, everyone. We're again here today to do a program for my dog and me, but one thing I want to say before we start. Starting the new season, which is 2023, for those of you that have not watched any of these in the past, we do all of our filming at Home Instead Senior Care. That's where we are right now. It's on the second floor of the Home Instead Senior Care building, which is right by Movies of Meadville. And Lisa lets us do this, and I just want to make sure that she was recognized for the kindness that she gives us to put up with us and all our dogs whenever we come upstairs. Okay, so with us today is Trina Porter with
Samson.
Samson. Well, this is going to be an experience because Samson is huge. Come up here and sit here.
Come here.
Are you going to talk to us while we're doing this? I think he's going to talk.
Yeah.
I think he is going to talk.
Yeah.
Can we turn him around?
Yeah.
We don't want to see that end.
Come.
This always happens, these
Sit.
big ones.
Sit. Sit. There. Good boy.
Trina, what does he weigh?
He weighs 86 pounds
Is that
right
all?
now. Yes. Yes.
I would have thought he was a lot heavier than that.
Yeah, he's 86 pounds, and he's
That's okay. And he's a Malamute.
Yes, he's an Alaskan Malamute. We purchased him from Gray Winds Alaskan Malamute in Maryland. The owner is Krista Lavoie. And he currently is my lead dog. We wanted to get involved in dog sledding in Linesville, so he pulls us on our dog sleds.
Well, he's a Malamute.
Yes.
What's the difference? Is he what's the difference between a Husky and a Malamute?
Well, there are several different things. Alaskan Malamutes have very large heads. Their ears are erect, and they are slightly offset on the head. Alaskan Malamutes also have almond-shaped eyes, and they have brown eyes. They don't have the colored eyes like Huskies.
Oh, they won't have a blue eye then?
No. If it's a purebred, they'll have just the brown eyes.
Well, a lot of people, I don't know, most people that have the dog that looks like this have a Husky. Just the Alaskan Husky, right?
The Alaskans, the Siberian Husky.
Oh, Siberian Husky.
Siberian Husky.
How do they differ?
Well, Siberian Huskies, one of the things that Siberian Huskies have that Malamutes don't have is that Malamutes, their tails curl up on their back, and they're very large, fluffy tails. Their tails are used for, in the wintertime, they curl up and they use their tails to keep their body and face warm, as Huskies generally carry their tails down. Malamutes, ooh, I think that just scared him.
Our sign just dropped down, and he just almost had a stroke there, but he handled it well. So anyway, but most people just have what? The Husky.
What,
I don't see many of these at all.
For
no,
dog
just in
sledding?
general for pets.
For pets. Well, Malamutes really aren't, you don't see a lot of them up in this area. They generally like the colder climates. So having a dog like this in an area where we have warmer climates, the care for them is so much more, because in the summertime you have to have large pools for them to get cooled off in. You have to keep them in a climate control environment. So
like
we
air conditioning.
Generally use air conditioning, and we keep it pretty cold. I have 2 Malamutes that are in our house, so we keep our house pretty cold.
Is that all you have is 2 Malamutes?
Yes.
Okay. And is the other one a male or female?
They're both males.
And how big is he? He's young.
He's young. He's 9 months old and currently weighs 96 pounds. So he weighs more than Samson. Samson's almost 2 years of age. Yeah.
He's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you.
He really is. Unbelievable.
He also is a therapy dog, and he goes to different venues, and he enjoys it. He's a very people person. He loves people. And Alaskan Malamutes are very good with people. They're not great guard dogs. They won't protect your house. They might actually invite the person in and take the money.
Well, let's regress just for a minute. So they always come this color?
No, they come in several different colors.
Is this the most common?
Yes, this is the most common. He's considered black, white, and some seal.
What seal? Which is the seal
The
here?
seal part, it would be kind of like right in here, where you have the multicolor. But they also
Let's see if
come.
we can get him to stand up, well, as opposed to lay down.
Yeah, he's being a little lazy boy today.
He's doing fine. This is different for him.
Yeah.
So most of them are this color.
Yes, black, white, and seal. And they come in red, chocolate, sable, gray, but their colors are always predominantly white. They always have the white on all of the purebred Malamutes.
Do they also have the white legs and all that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Huh. Tell me about his fur. I mean, it's gorgeous, but there's a lot of care to this?
Yes, a lot of care. Like Huskies, they have double coats.
Okay.
Their first coat, their undercoat, is a thick, woolly, oily down. And it can get up to 2 inches thick. And then they have the outer layer, which is their guard hairs. And their guard hairs on the sides usually stand out to about 1 inch from their down. Except for on the withers, it stands up quite.
Can you see that there? Let's turn him just a little bit so everybody
when they
can
get
see
excited, these hairs on their withers will stand up.
And he sheds.
And he sheds, yes. He is a shedder.
A lot.
Malamutes will blow their coat twice a year. And
is he just getting ready to?
well, yeah, it's getting that time where he's going to start losing his undercoat and some of his guard hairs. He'll get them, it'll come out in chunks. And you generally want to brush these type of dogs twice a week. And you don't really want to bathe them a lot because of the natural oils in their down.
Huh. And he has the brown eyes, of course.
Yes, he has the brown eyes.
Now, what type of health issues do they have?
Well, the most common health issues in a purebred Alaskan Malamute would be hip dysplasia, and that is a genetic thing, but it is also caused from environmental things like if you have them pull too soon, it damages growth plates and stuff like that. So they tend to have
right. They say that about dog diving and anything like that, where you're having the dog do a pushing motion or something like that you want to wait to have them do some of that stuff.
Yeah, and you don't really want, when they're pups, you don't want them to jump anything that's higher than their shoulders. So until they're 2 years of age, then you can let them, pretty much jump up in your truck. But you would want to use a ramp before that.
If I bring my dog in here right now, how does he deal with other dogs?
Well, he gets excited, and of course he's very social. He loves to social with other dogs.
Is he gonna growl?
Well,
be aggressive?
I don't think he would be aggressive. No, I can't speak for other Malamutes, but Samson personally is not an aggressive dog.
But that's probably to some extent your training too.
Yes.
I mean, if you're like if you show aggression, then I don't really like that.
Right.
Then we try and stop that as soon as possible.
Right. The one thing that I really like about the Malamutes is that they are very loyal to their owners, and they love people. However, if an animal was to attack me, I can't speak for Samson. He would probably attack that animal, but he would not attack another human.
If you see a lot of animals in your yard, because you live over in Lionsville, and if he can get to them, will he try and get a chipmunk and kill it?
Yes, but their killing was more out of play. They think small animals are toys, so they would not purposely kill it, but kill it out of
just to have some fun with it.
Yes, he is a chicken killer.
Is he?
He has killed a couple of my chickens.
Has he?
Yes, he has. Yeah, chicken got out and he decided to play with it a little too hard.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, but if someone was to get a Malamute, my recommendation would be absolutely make sure that if you have small pets in your home to be careful with that, because like I said, they do play a little rough.
So he might, so if I had a Yorkie or something like that, that could be an issue maybe.
Yeah, it could be. But
it's not out of aggression to hurt them.
No.
It's out of I want someone to play with.
Yeah.
Look at the tail. This is the tail you were just talking about.
Yeah, this is the tail. The tail is real fluffy, and it always folds up onto the back. And like I said, Huskies, their tail is always down.
Up so that we can hopefully see this.
Yeah, come here.
Yeah, there you go.
There.
And that's how it will stay. Whenever you walk him, is it always up like that?
Yes, it's always up.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
Huh. Now, what about the draining? Is this his markings or is this draining eyes? That's his marking,
It's
isn't
his
it?
markings,
It
yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I've talked to you enough of that.
Yeah.
When you first look at him, it looks like he has the draining eyes that you see on some dogs, but his aren't. That's part of his markings.
And you can see, yeah, those are part of his markings, and that's usually a trait with all Alaskan Malamutes, is the little mask that they have.
What possessed you to get one of these?
Well,
He's your first, or have you had them?
He is my first.
What did you have before him?
I had a black lab, a purebred black lab.
And then you went to this?
And I went to Samson because I just love their look, their disposition, and that they're always willing to please their owner. They are just wonderful dogs. But they're not dogs for everybody. You gotta have a lot of room for them to run, and you have to have a fenced-in area for them.
Will he go over a fence?
He will not scale over a fence, but he would dig under it. They are huge diggers, so if you love having a backyard, forget it. They
Because he's
love
gonna
to
dig.
dig holes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Unlike huskies will scale over a fence. If they know they can get over it, they will scale over that.
And now you're talking to us. Is there anything you'd like to say? You're just going to look around some
Yeah.
more. So, and as you said, if I come into your house, he's not going to be aggressive. Is he going to bark?
No, he'll roo-roo. They don't bark. They don't generally bark.
Don't they bark that much?
They bark. They don't bark. They roo-roo.
Right.
And they're howlers. If the fire alarm goes off in town and they hear it, they'll howl.
Are they as bad as a beagle?
No,
nothing's as bad as a beagle.
No, nothing as bad as a beagle.
They're brutal.
Yeah.
They're just keep on going.
But no,
going,
he's
going.
a roo-rooer, and if you were to come to the house, he would probably just out of excitement roo-roo. But he's not a yappy barker. They don't normally do that.
Where does he sleep?
Well, we have a very large kennel in our entrance area, and it's like a child's playpen.
Okay.
It has a gate. And I don't put him on a chain because they are so strong. They will pull and break that chain every time. So they have to be either on an invisible fence or a fence that's buried in the ground so many feet, because they will dig under that fence.
How much can they pull? What is it?
Well, Samson, most Malamutes can pull 3 times their body weight. So Samson here can pull anywhere between 250 and 300 pounds.
You're telling us, are you in agreement with that? 200 to 300 pounds
Yes.
he could pull.
Yes, yes.
And is that a sustained pull, or is that the initial pull?
Well, they're bred for endurance, so it's a sustained pull.
But we're going to add something, then we're going to come back to it later. But one of the reasons I wanted you to bring him in here is because our next program for Armstrong is going to be on mushing, right?
Yes, yes.
And we're going to be talking about him there and the equipment they wear and stuff like that. And I wanted everybody to see, because he first of all, he's gorgeous.
Yes, thank you.
Second of all, he's massive. He's just so strong. He just looks like he's all muscle.
Well, Malamutes are bred for endurance and pulling. Back in the 10th century, they were known to be owners by the Malamute Eskimos, and they used these
Wait,
dogs.
Malamute's a type of Eskimo?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But it's spelled differently. It's like M-A-H something,
Whatever.
Malamute. And they use these dogs to pull across icy territory, heavy loads. They are bred for endurance, and they also, which is fascinating to me, they use these dogs for protection from polar bears and for hunting polar bears, yes. That's what the Eskimos use these dogs for, to transport and to protect them and for hunting polar bears.
He looks like he's smiling.
I know.
I wish we
he's
could
a happy
get,
boy.
Yeah, but he tends to put his
Yeah.
back of his mouth seems to go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Whenever you look at him straight front view, it looks like he's smiling.
He does smile a lot.
How are they with kids?
They love kids. However, you have to really be careful with small children because these dogs are so loving that they might knock over a small child.
Or an older person.
Or an older person, because they do tend to get the zoomies and they run really fast when they're excited or stressed, and they can plow you over. So you have to really be careful with that.
And we said the only thing as far as health was the hip dysplasia.
Well, no, they also have a condition called, or not a condition, but a thing called bloat. And what bloat is that they gobble their food, they ingest the food too fast, and it gets air in their stomach with fluid, and basically what happens is their stomach twists. And they can, that is a very serious condition. They can die from it, and it progresses very fast with no warning.
I didn't realize it was something that happened with the Malamutes. I know it happens sometimes with Newfoundlands and some of the bigger breeds like that.
Yeah. So smaller amounts of food throughout the day is actually healthier for them than giving them the whole meal all at once.
Oh, they graze?
That's what I do with him. I've never had any problems with
What about
bloat.
your other one? The two, they both graze?
Yes.
Doesn't
yes.
one get more than the other?
No. We make sure that they get equal amounts. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've never grazed a dog. I've got 4 dogs, and I guess it'd be kind of hard like that. But my feeling always has been that I have one that would eat until he exploded.
Yeah.
So we always run the certain schedule all the time.
Right.
Now, what kind of let's talk about, you have a pinch collar on him.
Yes.
Do you wear that all the time?
No.
Is that a combination pinch and martingale?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Basically what this collar does, I would take it off and show.
No, you don't have to. That's okay.
But it mimics the mother grabbing the collar. It's for behavioral. And it's not mean, it doesn't hurt them, but it basically mimics mom's jaws around the neck for correction.
Does he wear that in the house?
No, absolutely not.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No. In fact, it's best to not have anything on them while they're in their kennel. No collars, no nothing.
A lot of people have found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
Because the kennel, they get stuck.
Yeah.
Well, so then again, what made you decide to make him a therapy dog, or attempt? You did, but what made you decide to make the initial move?
Well, Samson's very good with people, and he's a very good listener. He's very sensitive to people. He can pick up when somebody's not feeling good or hurting or an emotional, person. And he will go and he'll set his head on them and let them pet him. And he's just a very good dog. He doesn't jump up on people. He just has a very good disposition, very loving dog.
So he has, I know he's very popular. I know that you go to the Crawford County Jail. I would think the inmates would really like him.
Oh, they love him. Actually, they flock to Samson because Samson has a wolf look about him, and they're just intrigued by his looks and how fluffy he is.
He is fluffy, I'll tell you.
Yeah, yeah. They seem to really like Samson there at the Crawford County Prison.
Where else have you taken him?
Well, we've been to Juniper. We've been to the FCCA in Sagertown.
Oh, right, you were doing something there.
And Rolling Fields Nursing Home. He goes there. Up, come, up, Samson, up. Come on,
says,
you're laying on the job, you lazy
relax.
boy. So, yeah.
And of course, he tested and made it, so he is now
he
a
did.
certified therapy dog, which is nice.
And while he's laying down here, we can show you his paws. He has very large paws. I don't know if you can zoom in on his paws, but he has very thick fur inside his paws. And his
you don't trim that back.
No, you don't trim that back.
You do on many dogs.
Okay.
No, you do.
Do you?
Oh,
okay.
yes, but not with him because he's out in the snow a lot and stuff like that.
So these paws are he's bred for pulling, and that's what these large paws are for, is to dig into and be able to pull. Also, they have a large blood flow in their paws, and that keeps their paws warm in cold temperatures. They don't get cold paws in the winter. Oh, my goodness.
You're into talking today, Samson.
Yeah.
Having a little conversation. And that's just a short tab that you have as far as a leash there.
Yeah. It's,
So you can keep him close to you.
yes, just to keep him close.
Why would I want one of these?
Well, like I said, not everybody would want to have one of these. If you don't like shedding, if you don't like the hair, I wouldn't suggest
And
getting,
upkeep.
yes, the upkeep. Samson did get a bath this morning, and one of the things you got to remember when you do bathe these dogs, it's not very often, but you want to make sure that they are completely dry, because it's not good for them to continuously hold that wetness and dampness in there.
So they don't mat though like other dogs do.
Samson doesn't, but my other Malamute does mat, and his hair is much longer, so he has
is
to.
it?
Yes, he has to be completely dry before he can. Otherwise, he gets these big clumps, matted clumps on his hair.
So some of them do have longer fur. I didn't
Yes.
realize that.
Yes. My Nanook, his hair is on his back is probably that
Get
long.
out.
No, I'm very serious. Yeah, he's
Well,
a
you
very
got-
long.
I like the shorter look.
Yeah, a shorter look is nicer, but like I said, if you're going to have one of these dogs and you don't like to have the hair in your home, don't get one of these dogs, because we literally sweep our house daily just to keep up on the hair.
I always tell people that in my house, I have a sign that says, in my house, dog hair is a condiment, because it's on every conceivable thing. And they
Yep.
always say, when I'm places like the nursing facilities, and they say, does Maddie or one of my dogs shed? And I say, yeah, here's how I eat a hot dog. Dog hair,
Yeah.
it's on everything.
Yes.
Yes.
And in my coffee every morning,
Is it?
it's like, oh, there's a hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
So, if you don't like that, then I would not suggest getting this type of dog.
Well, he has a lovely disposition. This is the closest I saw him whenever he tested and that stuff. But he really has done well. And a lot of that has to do with, I'm sure, how you've trained him too, because he's...
Samson, paw up. Paw up. Good paw. Good boy. Yes, you
Does he
good
do
boy.
anything else?
Oh, yeah. We're training right now to do agility, and he is doing very well there. He can do spin and twirl. He can do high five. Give me high five. High five. Good boy.
What's spin and twirl?
Spin and twirl. You want to, when you train a dog, specifically a Malamute, you want to go one way, spin, and then train them twirl the other way. Because if you say spin, and they're just going to keep going one way. So you want them to learn to go both ways.
Can you do that? You're wagging your tail. Do you think you can do that? Probably not. What else has he been taught to do?
He knows to lay down and crawl, and he can, I'm not even sure what all he can do.
Turn him towards the camera
Sure.
and hold his paw like that.
Come here.
His paw is massive.
Sit, sit,
Get down.
sit. Paw up. Good paw.
Look at the size. Put your
Yeah.
hand down
Yeah.
low. The size of his paw is massive. Mm-hmm. In fact, most dogs that I know, that I see,
Good
even the
boy.
bigger
Yes,
breeds, do
good
not
boy.
have a paw that large.
Yes. And the other thing too is you want to always keep their toenails trimmed too. Proper grooming of the toenails is very important.
Do you ever cut the quick by mistake?
No, we
you're
use
lucky.
one of those Drummels.
You use a Drummel
I
on him.
use a
Okay.
Drummel,
Do you
and
like that better?
he loves the Drummel. He will not use the clippers. He doesn't like the clipper.
If you start a dog on the Dremel's a good idea.
Yes,
Because you can't
it's
hurt them with that.
suggested to use the Drummel on them.
Do you brush his teeth?
He will not let me brush his teeth.
I'd love to have someone show me how to do that, because I don't do it either.
Yeah, I tried to brush his teeth, but he's like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm not having any parts of that.
Right.
Is there anything else I should know about these dogs?
I think the biggest thing is if you just decide to get this dog, just make sure that you exercise them. They do need a lot of exercise. They are high energy dogs. And also they are on the list of bad dogs for your insurance. So if you...
Oh, is he?
Yes, he is.
A husky or a Malamute?
A Malamute is on the list of
So if you have
bad
one of
dogs.
these, you're going to pay more with your homeowners?
Yes. So that you have that to consider. You know, their care, their feed, everything. They are a high maintenance dog. And if you work long hours, I would not suggest getting one of these dogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he certainly is nice.
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate
Sure.
you coming in and bringing him in. I'll be seeing him, of course, when we're out doing therapy dog work.
Yes.
But I'm sure a lot of people just really like him because
Yeah.
he's interesting to look at and to be around.
Yes.
So thank you for coming
Well,
in.
thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for having us.
All right, here we are today with our second dog and our second star of the show. And I'm with Judy Mears. And Judy, introduce to me, who is this?
This is Captain. Captain is a Great Pyrenees. He is 13 months old, and he is a rescue.
He's a baby.
He is a baby. He still has another year to grow.
How much does he weigh?
He weighed 85 the last vet visit
get
we
out. Is
had
that all?
in October. So he's probably at 100 pounds.
That's all the Malamute weighed, I think, too. That was like 85,
Yeah.
90 pounds.
He, he can go up to 130 pounds, but they have problems with hip dysplasia, so we're going to try to keep him under 100 pounds.
Okay, let's talk about tell me why you got a Great Pyrenees.
I always wanted a Great Pyr. I just think they're gorgeous. They remind me a lot of a Golden Retriever, but they're nothing alike. They are bred for livestock guardian dogs, and they are left out down south to protect sheep and chickens and goats. So they're pretty independent. They don't usually have human contact. They're just left out there.
Is that same thing up here, too?
They don't use these dogs up here. I don't know.
They don't use them as protection, I don't think.
They
I know
don't-
one person that did.
Oh, really?
Yes, the person that they can correct me by making a phone call to me, but I do believe that when they had the entire shelter down in Cockerton for Hog Heaven, I believe that she had them.
Oh,
And they were
okay.
there to protect all the livestock that was there at the
Yes.
time.
Yes. So they don't listen real well at all, as a matter of fact. They are very independent from being out on their own. They're very, very smart, very intelligent.
Okay, so they're supposed to be white. Now, you tell me about this brown on him.
These are called badger markers.
BADGER.
Yes.
Badger markers.
And when they're out in...
He's going to stand here and let me pet him the whole time.
He is.
when
They
they're out,
are
what?
like a camouflage for predators, and some of them will have the tan, and some of them will have dark gray, some will have black, and they fade as they get older, and sometimes they turn all white, and other times they get darker. They go back to darker when they get older, but they were to disguise them from predators
So-
up against a mountain or whatever.
So Great Pyrenees are white, always.
Not always.
Majority of the time, I think.
Sometimes. You will always see some kind of marking on them. If you know the Kuvaz breed,
Kuva.
they're Kuvaz. They are all white.
What kind of dogs are they?
I'm not exactly sure if they are all, if they are the same livestock guardians. I'm not real familiar with them.
Are there any of those around here?
I don't know of anybody that
I don't
has
either.
one.
I don't either.
So, but these guys don't play ball. They don't, they're not toy driven.
What are they, couch potatoes?
They're very much couch
Are you a couch
potatoes.
potato?
They don't need a lot of exercise because they're used to laying out in the field, guarding sheep and whatnot. But he has a great personality. He loves everybody. He loves every dog, every cat. He's actually afraid of cats.
So you got him through a rescue.
National Great Pyrenees Rescue.
You've done a lot of rescue stuff. You're like the rescue queen of Crawford County. I think I just labeled you that. Meet Judy Mears, the
I know.
rescue queen of Crawford County, and you got him. And there were two of them in the shelter.
Yes, I have his partner in crime, Nemo, who is a lab peer. He was actually found out in the middle of nowhere with another great peer by a oil worker. The other
lab
one,
peer, the other one, or this one?
this one.
Oh.
He actually,
That can stay down to my assistant there. It can just stay on the ground.
Okay.
he actually came to the oil worker and the other one took off. So we don't know whether it was a sibling or his mom or his dad. And then he was turned into Kentucky, into that Great Pier rescue down in Kentucky. And his partner was also found out in the middle of nowhere. He had been hit by a car, and he had a sibling.
And what's that one's name? One that you have, it's his partner.
Nemo.
Nemo, okay.
So they developed a
bond.
a bond. So when they came up in September, they both came up. So I have them both.
And they were supposed to be separated. And why did you keep these? Why didn't you just give them back to the shelter?
Because they had formed a bond with my pack, because I already had 4.
We better talk about what else do you have?
I have 2 German Shepherds, a Golden Retriever, and another Great Pyr mix, an Anatolian Pyr, who I got from Erie. And they just all got along real well. And I had them from September till December, and there was no interest in adopt. They had to go together. So nobody wanted both of them. They all wanted Captain, and they finally said, well, we're going to move them and try to expose them more. And I said, you know what, I'll just adopt them. So that's what I did. What's 2 more?
What's 2 more? So you have now
6.
6. And people probably know you from before because at one point you had
5 Goldens.
Golden Retrievers. And now you're into the mishmash of different combinations.
Exactly. But I got Lucy, the shepherd from Saving Shepherd Rescue.
Right, and we've done programs with them.
And she came from Texas, and Maddie came from Alabama. So my Anatolian Great Pyr. So we just have a variety.
Okay, what are their health issues?
They have hip dysplasia.
The big dogs
have, yep, cataracts, and Great Pyrs have heart issues.
Really?
Yes. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he's so healthy, though.
Do they shed?
Believe it or not, he doesn't shed as much as a German Shepherd.
Or what about in comparison to the Golden Retriever?
No.
Really?
Nope. Excuse you.
Wow. Does their fur mat? I mean, when did you? He was just groomed.
He was groomed yesterday. I comb him once a week or twice a week when I can, but he is. If he goes out and rolls in the dirt or the mud, I just let it dry and it comes right off. So, but he has the thick double coat, which is sometimes hard to comb through, but he's very easy to groom.
The first part of our program today was on the Malamute, and the Malamute is bigger than this dog. Not a lot bigger, but their paws are a lot bigger. This one does not have that big of paws. That Malamute had paws like this.
Really?
Huge. Oh my God, huge.
Well,
Tell me what
he has double dew claws, which.
Oh, does he?
Yes, back double dew claws. All Pyrs have them.
Tell the people that are listening what that means. What's a double dew claw?
A double dew claw is for them to climb hills, mountains, because they're out. They're outside.
So on the back of his leg, where he would have, on the side, he would have one dew. He wouldn't care if I touch him. He has a dew claw here, right? Correct?
In the back, if
Right.
you can see. Can you lay down? Can you see
Is
it?
it just on the backs?
Just on the back.
Oh, just on the back he has a double dew claw. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
And Maddie has them because the Anatolians have them.
That's another side breed of a Pyrenees or a type of Pyrenees.
It's a livestock guardian too, and
which
Maddie
is also
has
a
them.
Pyrenees.
No, it's not a Pyrenees. It's an Anatolian Shepherd. So Nemo does not have double dew claws, even though he's part lab and part Pyrenees.
Right.
So he's more lab.
Well, this one here is a beautiful face. Side view, he's gorgeous.
He is gorgeous, and he has a great temperament, which they usually do. They don't like to be yelled at. They don't take kindly to being yelled at. Gentleness, huh?
Good with kids?
He hasn't been around a whole lot of kids, but my great niece, he just loves. She is 3, and she's this tall against him, but he's very gentle, very gentle.
How's he with other dogs?
He loves other
Well,
dogs.
no. Well, he better with the pack. Does he get on with the pack?
Oh, definitely.
What if Bonnie's here helping us today, and if she brought her golden in right now, would he growl?
No.
Would he go after him?
He shouldn't. He shouldn't. He goes to daycare 2 days a week.
Oh, okay. Where's he go to daycare?
Debbie's Downtown Doggy Daycare. Him and Nemo both go. I think it's good for them to have socialization, and they love it. They love it. So he has his own pack of friends at daycare too that he hangs out with.
So they're good with other dogs. Is he a good watchdog? If I come to your house?
He's a great watchdog.
So if I'm coming to your house and I walk up the steps, is he going to bark?
Oh yeah, nonstop.
Is he going to growl at me when I come in?
No.
No, so he just barks.
He
goes
just
crazy
barks.
Barking.
He barks a lot.
Is he a fence runner? You have a fence, don't you?
Yes, he is not. Maddie is. She will run the fence back and forth. He is not.
Damn, not into that heavy kind of work, are you? Say,
Well,
I'm
he's
not
a
doing
lot
that heavy
bigger
stuff.
than she is too.
I know.
He's gonna give you a kiss.
Oh, I wonder why when I go home, my dogs go crazy. Here I walk in the house and I get mauled by my dogs because I've been petting this one and that Malamute all morning and all the other ones that I pet. He's gorgeous. He's so pretty.
He is. He is a
He
good
has
boy.
he just seems, for what it's worth, to have a real, I don't even know if you can use this word to describe a dog. He seems to have a real calmness and kindness about him.
He is.
He just seems very laid back.
And I have taken him to work with me a couple times up to my work at a personal care home. And he loves the residents up there.
And we're hoping to make him a therapy dog.
Yes.
That's our plan here at some point.
Is that our plan? Is that our plan? But yeah, he was one of the lucky ones. Great Pyrenees are, the shelters are just full down south with them.
The Great Pyrenees, I can't believe that.
They are just full. They're screaming for fosters, and unfortunately, I can't take any fosters right now because I have 6 at home.
No kidding.
And so, well, I'm planning on moving to a bigger place with more property, so we can help them out a little bit. But
Well, then you're, oh my gosh. How
They,
many more do you want to have?
well, to foster, not
Oh,
to
just
keep.
to foster. Wait. Didn't he start to foster?
He did,
Oh, okay.
but because he was such a good boy and he loved his siblings.
Are they all this high, height-wise? Do you have any idea what his height is at the shoulder?
I don't know. What is it? 36 is the average? Is that?
No, I don't know. Maybe I'd say
Correct.
30 at the shoulder, maybe. But are they all this big?
Not all of them. There's what they call pocket peers, and they're smaller.
Oh, are they?
He's definitely not a pocket peer,
No, he's a big boy.
but yeah, they're usually pretty big. And there's ones that are bigger than he is.
Well, I've never met him, of course. but he could care that I've had my hand on him or I've been petting him. He just said, if you'll just keep this up, I'll be the happiest person here.
He
just
is
let me do whatever I want.
very, very laid back. He is very laid back. Even when he goes to my work, residents just absolutely adore him. He will sit and have somebody scratch his ear, scratch his head. He loves that environment.
Where did he come? What do you have nothing? You know nothing about his situation before he ended up in the shelter.
No, he was just a stray. He was a stray.
How could anybody not love that face?
Well, you'd be surprised. Down there, these dogs are common and they're disposed of. I mean, they don't believe in spay and neuter down there at all, so they're overpopulated.
But he's neutered because he was in the shelter.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, they're all, if you go on their website and look, they are just gorgeous dogs.
Why are we filming downstairs instead of upstairs?
He does not do stairs, and when I was told from my coordinator, Carla, who has been absolutely fantastic, she's one of the coordinators for the National Gray Pier. I guess it's a common thing with piers. They do not like stairs. I did not know that.
Some of the big dogs seem to leap up steps instead of walk up steps.
We have stairs out to the backyard off the deck, and he goes up and down those, but there's only 3 there, and it's outside. I can't get him to go up to the 2nd floor of my house. I can't get him to go to the basement. He will not do stairs. When I had him over at the personal care home, we had to take the elevator because he wouldn't do the stairs.
Was he okay in the elevator?
He was a little panicky when the doors closed, but
that elevator is a little shaky.
It is, but he did very well. So when we were leaving the basement, I thought, I'm going to take him up the stairs. He should be fine. And I opened the double doors and got to the 2nd step, and he was behind me, and he just panicked. So I tried to bribe him upstairs, and he leaped up the steps. He missed like 4 stairs and went to the landing and cried because he didn't want to go down, he didn't want to go up. And I said, you got to make a choice.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be living on the landing the rest of your life.
Yeah. So he did go up the stairs. It was a struggle, but he did go up.
Do they all have brown eyes? I wonder.
His partner does, and Maddie does. So I'm going to say yeah.
His fur is gorgeous.
It is.
Is it always this long?
Yes, he just had a haircut. So
he had a haircut.
My groomer, he just trims him, and he just thins him out a little bit.
And any issue with their ears, I wonder, because they've got down ears?
He's had 2 bouts of double ear infections, sort of like a golden.
For people that aren't aware of that, if you have a dog like a Yorkie or a dog like a Doberman, well, they've changed now, but for the majority of dogs that have the up ears, the advantage is you don't have the ear infections.
Yes.
Like my collie has up ears, but my 2 little ones have down ears, and I'm in the midst of dealing with big ear issues right now.
Yes, he does get ear infections, and he does not like his ears cleaned. So that's his only issue. When he goes to the vet, he's a perfect angel.
Who shouldn't own one?
People that don't know about them, and people that
you really have to do your finding out as much as you can before you ever get one of these.
Absolutely. When I first brought them up here, I had somebody that was interested that had lost their dog, and they asked me if they could see him. And the first thing was, oh, he's beautiful. He's a big, white, fluffy dog. And I said, do you know anything about Great Pyrenees? And they said, no.
You're big, white, and fluffy.
Exactly. Well, then they compared him to a golden retriever. There is no golden retriever in this breed at all. They are completely different breeds. Like I said, he won't fetch ball. He's not a golden retriever.
But you know what's also interesting? I have the one that I have now that lived in the breeding barn for 2.5 years, and only now is she starting to play with toys, because whenever a lot of dogs that come out of shelters
Absolutely.
or have been moved around, so don't even know how to play. Don't know how to play with the toys, don't know how to do anything like that.
Now he likes his Kongs. He has a couple Kong toys, and he'll lay on the floor and chew on them. But if you throw a ball, he'll just watch it go across the floor.
How much food does he eat?
Let's see. He gets, when I first brought him home, he was underweight. He weighed 40 pounds.
Oh, come on.
He was awful.
And what's he weigh now?
He weighs almost 100. And I got him in
40
September.
pounds when you got him?
He weighed 45 pounds, and his brother weighed 43. It was awful. I could pick him up, but you couldn't tell because of all the fur. So I was told to feed him 2.5 cups every feeding. I fed him 3 times a day, and he packed it all on.
He bulked up real fast.
He looks really good.
What's he eat? Is he still eating 3 times a day yet? No.
He eats 3 times a day, but he gets 1.5 cups at each feeding, because we don't want hip issues with him being overweight. So, but he, like I said, they bark. They bark nonstop.
I called you a couple nights ago in the barking.
And when you have 3 of them, being next door to neighbors is not a good idea for owning peers.
Well,
because they don't stop barking.
well, it was bad on the phone with you, but the worst is whenever I call a friend of mine who has 9 huskies, and you can't talk to her at all because the noise is just horrendous behind it.
I can see it.
Is there anything else I should know about this one?
What
About
do you
the breed?
think? What do you think? Like I said, they make great family dogs. They do have some issues. He gets fed by himself. They do a lot of resource guarding.
Oh, do they? There's something.
Oh, yes.
And how long do they live?
10 to 12
I'd say
years.
10 to 12 probably would be a good guess.
Yeah.
But no, wait a minute. So do they all resource guard, all 3 of them?
He's the only one. He is the only one. And
That's learned behavior.
They are known for that. He also resource guards me. And the only one that he will have an issue with is Nemo, is the one that came up with him from Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
He targets him. So,
Captain targets.
yes.
What are you doing that for?
And so we feed him separate. He goes out on the sun porch and eats, and everybody else eats in the house. And when he's done, I open the door and everything is fine.
Wow.
You just have to watch. I know a lot about shepherds and Goldens and what to look for. But peers, I had no idea that they displayed before they did anything, before they acted on the resource guarding. I didn't see the signs, and he showed them. And they get the whale eyes, and they're honed in on their subject.
Okay, but now here's the question. You can only have one. You can either have a brand new puppy, whatever, a Great Pyrenees, a Golden, or a German Shepherd, queen of the big breeds. Which one you want? You only get one.
I don't
know. You can now, from today forth, you can only own a Great Pyrenees, a German Shepherd, or a Golden Retriever.
That's tough.
That's a tough question. Which one are you going to take?
I don't know. I love, my heart dog is a Golden Retriever.
Always, because you had 5 of them.
But with everything that I've been through with them, I said no more.
And your issue with the Golden Retrievers was the illnesses.
Oh, yes.
The illness, because there's people don't know this, but you know the Morris Foundation is the foundation that has worked with Golden Retrievers for years, and the breed that has the highest incidence of cancer among all breeds is a bingo. What's the answer, Judy?
Golden Retriever.
Golden Retriever.
And I spent a lot of money.
And the loss of them too. And, it's
And the
tough.
loss. And to lose 2 within 3 months was devastating for me.
Okay, so you're not going to take a golden retriever
No.
the rest of your life. They're out of the picture.
They're out of the picture. I would probably take a German Shepherd.
Over a Great Pyrenees.
I would.
Why?
Nico is the exception. He was raised with golden retrievers, and he is just such a fun dog. He is very obedient, very.
So you'd take a German Shepherd
Yes,
over a Great Pyrenees?
I would. I would.
Don't know what we're going to do with you.
I grew up with German Shepherds,
Yeah,
so
no,
I
that's
know
right,
the
that's right.
breed very well. And Lucy is a rescue from Saving Shepherd Rescue, and she is just a love. She is just a love bug.
Does this, one other question about these, are they fast running? I wouldn't, are they real fast?
He actually, when they get to playing and running out in the yard, he is fast.
Is he really?
He is fast. He does love to do that, huh? Oh, there goes hair.
I know, I have it all over me, but I can hardly wait till I get home. It's on my just, it's on everything I own.
Well, I have black on.
Yes, and well, you just said the same thing upstairs with the Malamute, and I told him I have to sign in my house. In my house, dog hair is a condiment. It's on. If you don't like dog hair, there's certain breeds to stay away from.
Well, we just had to buy a new vacuum sweeper because it's just incredible.
Well, thanks very much. I'm glad I had the opportunity to meet him, and hopefully we'll get him into therapy work at some point, and we'll be all set.
Oh, wonderful. He would love that, huh?
Well, thanks
you will
for coming
be official.
in. Hey, wait, I want to ask you, what about on his muzzle? Are the muzzles always pink like that? He has a pinkish tint to his muzzle. That's a characteristic, or is
I'm
that
not
something?
sure. Most of the peers that I have seen do have the pink on the nose. Now, Nemo, of course, does not have that, but he's also a mix. And Maddie doesn't have it either because she's an Anatolian peer. So,
I can't get over how big he is from here down. I mean, when I'm looking at him, he's really big.
he's still growing.
He's
so
gonna put some more weight on.
he
Not a
is.
lot, but I think he's gonna put some on.
Yeah, they aren't fully grown till they're about 2 years old. So,
Well, he's a nice boy, and thank you for bringing him in. We certainly have enjoyed him.
aw, he
We'll see
liked
you
coming.
again. Yes.
He liked
I'm sure
coming.
He did.
He just didn't like the
I know.
stairs.
Look, we're not allowed to kiss, but that was nice. that was special. Okay, see you later. Thanks.
You're welcome.